Yeah, shall we go ahead? Shruti Chamaria. Shruti Chamaria is a graduate from Royal College of Art, London. Her personal practices deals with the hyper reality of spaces, objects, and memories. Shruti's project titled Siberia endeavors to explore the ignored and almost invisible infrastructures of cyber cafes in Bangalore. During the Grand Period, Shruti documented numerous photographs of abandoned cyber hubs, the interior as well as the exterior facades located across the city. This is a small introduction about Shruti Chamaria. I request now Shruti to take over this session. Welcome, Shruti. Please take over.
Thank you for the introduction, Krishna. Good afternoon to all of you. I would like to introduce my work before I play it here. Siberia is a poetic provocation in the form of a photographic series that explores infrastructures of cyber cafes in Bangalore. What does it mean to use these overlooked spaces today? As a worker, a client, or simply an artist? These sites reveal a sense of connection, privacy, self expression, surveillance, and manipulation. Against this backdrop, the work migrates across different supports, shaping and affecting people, landscapes, politics, and social networks. What is so culturally particular about these structures in Bangalore? What is the future of these frameworks, especially in the age of new technologies? This series documents the uncanny ability of cyber cafes that transform and activate in a variety of models. Please watch the video with us for a few minutes. I'll stop sharing now, Krishna.
Yeah, continue.
Uh, Thank you to IFA for supporting this project, and I would love to hear your comments, and I'm open to any questions if there are any.
Let me take one of a very important question to you, Shruti. What are the challenges you encountered while documenting these spaces? Because spaces are sometimes very private, sometimes very not welcoming to, especially with the girl. So how you tackled all this a very important challenge with the space, stakeholders, and the local aids, and how?
Thanks for the question, Krishna. Yeah, it initially it was a very challenging process because people were worried, like, why am I documenting these space, and like, what is the reason for an artist to intervene in these spaces? But slowly, I was able to kind of develop a conversation and a relationship with them and make them understand that I have nothing to there's going to be no legality or there's going to be no issues with the photographs. It's just an art project, and I'm just I mean, I have an interest in documenting these spaces because they're slowly disappearing, and I mean, as an artist, I would like to understand and document these spaces. So, I mean, after explaining my sort of inspiration and research and idea behind the project, I think it became simpler over like a period of a month. Yeah.
So how you map these cyber cafes, whether all these cyber cafes, what you have documented, are they from your comfort zone, or you challenge yourself to visit new places, meeting new people and new doors of discussions for this abandoned cyber cafes?
It was a very interesting process because I think in while discovering all these cyber cafes, I also discovered my own city. I mean, I sort of mapped cyber cafes across Bangalore, and definitely went to certain areas which I was never familiar with earlier. I started out with like areas that I was familiar with, or that were close to my house. But then I slowly started to speak to people, maybe even the cyber cafe owners, and try to investigate and find out from them whether there are any cyber cafes that are open in the same area, or if they could suggest any other places around the area otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, which just to know, which is the oldest cyber cafe in your journey you came across to document?
I think the older ones were like in like Cooktown, in that side of town, and then there were like a few of them even like in Wilson Garden. So there are a variety of them, and I think most of them have been around for around 20 years now.
Yeah, okay. So how do you maintain privacy of people who are browsing inside the cyber cafes, or maybe like, because there is a private space, no? Like how you tackle them?
Initially, people were very uncomfortable. The moment I went in with a camera, they were wondering, they were like, why are you taking my photograph? Like, what is the reason for you to do this project? But then slowly, as I told you, I mean, I try to develop a comfort relationship with them. I explained the project to them. So there were instances where people were like ready to be in the picture, and then slowly sort of like get an understanding of my project.
See, look at these cyber cafes. Apart from cyber cafe or working with only with the internet or digital works, is there any engagement from this cyber cafe owners that may also not help you very much when you are documenting the photographs of these cyber cafes?
I think the language was a very big barrier and a challenge for me because people, I mean, there were moments when they would communicate in Kannada, and then I slowly, because there was another friend of mine who was assisting me on the project, so somehow we were able to develop a communication with them. And definitely, these spaces were not easy to navigate, as I told you, because some of them are also illegally existing. So people have just opened cyber cafes out of their home space, for example, or they are just running it on the side as a side business. So these were a few concerns that they sort of like were addressed during the process of the project.
Yeah. So just to look at the visual narratives, what you documented, is there any particular the example that makes most of the cyber cafes has more or less the same kind of design, more or less same kind of setup, or maybe more visually, like when you enter the cyber cafe, you feel, Array, I saw the same setup with the other cyber cafe. You have any such similarities with the cyber cafe setup all across Bangalore?
Surprisingly, I felt like there was a variety of of different infrastructures that I was dealing with, because I had the same sort of notion when I started the project that probably the cyber cafes have a similar structure and a similar aesthetics. But then as I was like working on the project, I discovered that they're very different looking. I think it's more in area based. So if you're going to like, for example, in Malleshwaram, the cyber cafes had a very different sort of old charm to it, versus if you're going to a more urban developed area like Indranagar or Kormangla, they seem to be a bit more developed and high tech. So there was definitely a variety of places that I was encountering during the process.
So maybe a last question to you, like what kind of people you saw, people sitting there and browsing uh, at the cyber cafes? Maybe all of them are educated, or all of them are maybe searching for a job or finding a job in the internet, or some of them are looking at their own what they want. So what kind of social science is being very much active in these cyber cafes? How you noticed it?
To be honest, I think I encountered people of different ages and genders. There were mainly like people calling coming like visiting were like mainly like people dealing with institutions or like some research work. And as these cyber cafes are slowly like disappearing and converting into different services, so they were mainly operating as Xerox places, or like people will just go there to take a passport photograph. So and also I was like visiting them at various points in time. So I think I happened to run into a lot of different kinds of people.
So what is your
But I
next?
don't think people are now more interested in sitting and browsing there. They've slowly shifted to other services. And that's what my project was also trying to sort of like point at.
What is next?
I would love to expand and develop this project and
Right.
see if I'm able to document them across India, because I definitely think there's a great potential for me to take this forward. I feel a lot motivated after having the experience in Bangalore.
Okay then. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining with us. And yeah, thank you so
I
much.
would like to. I would also like to thank IFA for supporting this project and thanking everyone for their time and attention.
Thank you.
And I would also love to hear everyone's comments. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.